Hello, West Ham fans. Welcome back to Have Your West Ham View. I'm Tom.
I'm Sam. Let's have it. Right.
Come on.
What are we talking about today, mate?
So we're going to dive into another year, another trophy. That means FA Cup season is here. We just won the Conference League last year, and this is it. We're going to go again and hopefully go on a nice, tasty run in the FA Cup and hopefully avoid either Man United or Liverpool or Arsenal or some top six team like we usually do in the next round. But we've got to beat Bristol City first, haven't we?
43 years since we won the FA Cup. 43 years. Long time. 43 opportunities to win it. So it's not in reality. It's 1 in 43 would be nice. I think Moyes gave the League Cup up, didn't he? He gave it up. And I hope that's with the intention of giving the FA Cup, as well as obviously the Europa League and a trip to Dublin in May, a proper go. And it starts with Bristol City.
Yes. Bristol City.
What do you know about Bristol? I'll tell you what I know about Bristol.
Go on, you go first.
Bristol City are currently sitting 11th in the Championship. Now, obviously, the Championship is always deceiving because they're 4 points off of 17th. They're 4 points off of 6th. It's a very tight league, as we know. But they've been on some decent form in recent weeks. They beat Sunderland, they beat Hull, they beat Watford, some big teams. They drew against Wayne Rooney's Birmingham. Obviously, he's not there anymore. And then they lost to our good friends Millwall on Day. 1-0. So, yeah, Bristol, a big team. They've got a big stadium for a team in a Championship, 27,000 capacity stadium, Ashton Gate.
Bigger than Bournemouth. Bigger than Luton's, probably not.
Bigger than Luton's, yeah. So what? I mean, look, there should be nothing other than a win, right?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, looking back at their results, yeah, as you said, they've not really played too bad. They seem like quite a consistent side, and definitely not ones we should take lightly. I think the FA Cup's obviously a big competition, and from me, from personal memories, I don't, apart from Blackpool, like I would love a trip to Wembley. Like, memories of
2006.
Yeah, it's a long time ago, isn't it? It's a long time ago. Yeah, I didn't go, obviously, but it's a long time ago. And obviously, then we got to the playoff final, but it's a bit slightly different experience to going on an FA Cup final, I can imagine. But yeah, Bristol City, they seem like a consistent side. They're not going to come and, they're going to expect to give us a performance, and I think they will. I'm not sure how many tickets have been sold. I'm hoping it's going to be a good kind of atmosphere, which is hard to come by at the minute at the London Stadium. I'm hoping, they're sold out. Yeah, interesting. Obviously, they take a lot more of that allocation, don't they, or where we see it. But I'm hoping to see more of an attacking performance from us. I don't fancy the low block against Bristol City. I think we'll go for it. Hopefully, when we go into our lineups, we'll see some, young attacking players come into the side and give it a real go.
I mean, the fact it's at home is good. You're actually wearing the 1980 jacket, by the way. 1980.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure you are. But so I'll tell you what. Let's jump straight into the lineups. So start with mine. I want to see Fab in goal. Let's just get that banner off quickly. So I'll start with Fab in goal, and then Creswell, give him his game if he's fit and everything like that. Ogbonna, and then the big one is Keelan Casey. So Casey was on the bench on the weekend. He's obviously been solid for the under-21s, under-18s. And I think what better opportunity than to stick him in alongside Ogbonna. Mavropanos has played every game for the last 3 or 4 weeks. Give the chap a break. I know he's got a big break coming, and that's a key part of this video, actually, because after Sunday, West Ham don't play again for 3 weeks. We don't play until the 21st, which is a Sunday, against Sheffield United away. So that's why I've slipped in players like Alvarez, because I think we could actually go, looking at my team now, we could actually go a bit stronger, to be fair. Maybe slip Bowen in instead of Ings, but yeah, I'll carry on. So Ben Johnson, I thought he'd done all right. Against Liverpool, he was probably the best player on the pitch. Bar Bowen's won the goal, obviously, out of nothing. But I think Ben Johnson was pretty good, and he did okay against Brighton. So yeah, Ben Johnson at right back, and obviously Keelan Casey alongside another fellow academy player. Alvarez in the middle. I feel like when we don't play Alvarez, we are crap. So he has to be in the team, especially when we haven't got a game for a few weeks. He's got to be in the team just to keep things ticking over and the line. Bristol were going to come at us. James Ward-Prowse in the middle alongside him. Susek probably will play, but I think it'd be a good time to get Cornet in the team. But Ward-Prowse, as we know what he brings. And poor old Maxi Cornet, Ben Rama's probably potentially on the way out. It talks of Saudi, etc., etc. So why not give the man a game from the off? Then he might stop posting emotional Instagram. But you got to feel for the lad, you really do. He can't be doing so. He must be doing something in training. What is it? What does he need to do to get in the team?
I think his mind's out. I think he'll leave. I think he'll leave in a few weeks. I think Everton will come knocking. Yeah.
Sean Dyche link up Burnley.
Yeah.
No, but what if he plays on the weekend and scores a couple of goals?
You never know.
Kudus V2, mate. Could be, and then Pablito on the wing, another player who's talking about going. He wants to go back home to Spain. Tricky one, and I'm actually changing Ings. I want Bowen up there next to Mubama. Ings, jury's out for me anyway. He didn't get released by Unai Emery for no reason. Unai Emery got rid of him. Didn't think he'd be good enough. And
God, a wedge for him as well.
Yeah, I know. So that is my lineup. Thoughts, Tom?
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan. I think it's a bit different to mine. I think, I haven't included Casey in mine. I think it's a good shout. I think definitely an opportunity there. I've included the other under 21 boys, but I think they've all got a chance. They've all got a shot at it. Obviously, performing really well this season. I think I'd love to see someone like Mbamba pick up a couple of goals, and I think, Johnson's spot on. I think he's definitely earned his place.
Yeah, I think with Casey, when we look at the centre-back situation, Zuma's obviously didn't play again on the weekend. There's even rumours of a guard leaving. I don't know if you've seen that, which is strange. So stick a youngster in alongside Ogbonna, who's obviously going to play for West Ham for the next 10 years, and go from there. So
he's left.
Oh, look at this. Go on, the field is yours.
Yeah, it's a lot different. I
thought about Skulls, by the way. I did think about it, but he didn't get on the bench against Brighton on the weekend.
It's a fair point, and I think all the under 21 boys have a shout. This is a very optimistic lineup. Fabianski being in goal, I think he'll be the cup keeper. I think he deserves it. And then Skulls at left wing back. I say left wing back in a 4-back. I think him being the more attacking 4-back out of the two, we've seen what he can do for the younger side. And obviously, he played a bit for us in the Conference League last season and had a really good performance. So I'd like to see him come straight back into the side. Ogbonna and Mavropanos, I know you mentioned that Mavropanos has played a lot of recent weeks. However, I think he's got a mistake in him, and I think he's better under minutes. I think he needs to keep topping him minutes up and just getting used to playing in the claret and blue, and just kind of building that relationship along with Ogbonna and the midfielders. I think he's been a lot better, but I still think there's a mistake in him. So getting them minutes under his belt, I think is massive. Obviously, Ogbonna next to him is just a given. I think he's been a great form, and the more minutes we can give him whilst he's older, I think the better, because he's coming towards the back end of his career, and we've got to be at the centre-back crisis with Kera leaving as well. But definitely a shout for Casey as well. Ben Johnson, right back, we've gone into Ben Johnson, so I'll move on to the midfield. James Ward-Prowse, I'm not a big fan of James Ward-Prowse being in the pivot. I prefer him further forward, but I think Lewis Orford and Fornals in the midfield would be nice as well. I think Orford's been great, and he was on the bench, I believe. Again, a nice, young, exciting prospect on that left-hand side with Marshall in front of him. I think that kind of free left-hand side would be really exciting to see. I think that the young boys could really link up there. And they've been, they beat Colchester first team, so they've definitely got experience against, men's sides. And I'm not kind of belittling them. I think they'll do a really good job. And then Fornals on the right-hand side for that experience, still in the midfield slightly, just hopefully, picking them passes through the passing lanes, a bit of creativity in there. And then Bowen, I think, there's a lot of youngsters in there on that left side. Just that experience of Jared Bowen, we've seen what he can do against Brighton in terms of the levels even between him, Fornals and Ben Rama. He was the main man. So I'd like to see him in there alongside Mbamba. I think Mbamba would be stupid not to start him. It's a big chance for him. It's a big game at home. I think it's a chance for him to get more fans on board. And on the left hand side, I mean, Marshall's he's under 21 player of the month. I think he's scoring goals. I mean, he's top scorer by about 10 goals nearly. I think he's having an absolutely unbelievable season. Obviously, he plays for the national side here and there. And we're looking for someone to come in off the left. I mean, look, talking about January transfer windows, I want to sign someone off that left, especially if Ben Rama goes, Cornet probably going to go, and he could have it. So I'd like to see him start on the left-hand side. Bit of a different lineup to yours, but again, all them lads in the under-21 side deserve a shout. But they're the ones that I've gone with. But again, you know, I'd still like to see quite a strong bench, you know, with Ben Rama on there, with a few of the boys that are coming on the 60th minute. I didn't put Alvarez in purely because he does tend to cramp up, and I don't mind him missing the odd week. I don't know if he goes back on international duty in a few weeks, so just avoiding injury. And unless you know we're 0-0 with 25 minutes to go, bring them more kind of experienced players on. But yeah, that's the team.
Yeah, nice, mate. I like it. I like the inclusion of Marshall. Again, it crossed my mind.
Cornet,
Cornet, come on, man, like poor boy. But then Marshall goes up top, doesn't he? I don't think Moyes will throw him in, which I'd love him to. But I don't think
he won't.
Will.
Yeah, I'd love him to, but he won't. Yeah,
no. But I like the team. I like the team a lot. And I just hope we go out there and really give it a go on Sunday and entertain. I mean, could you imagine we low block against Bristol City at home?
God, that'd be absolutely ridiculous. We still get a 2-0 win, clean sheet, but
yeah, I mean, we did it against United, we did it against Arsenal, and I don't mind that. But you do it at home against teams like Bristol. I mean, we did it. Sheffield United was a bit different. We went 2-0 up in the first half, didn't we? And then that was it. It was just a flat game. But
sure bring some stuff.
Yeah, I want us to turn up on Sunday. And my prediction, I'm going to go for 4-1 to us.
Nice.
And I'm going to put on there a Mubama brace.
Let's hope so, mate. Let's hope so. I think, you know, we've been keeping clean sheets for recent weeks. Was it 4 and a bounce? So I expect one against Bristol City. I'm going to go for a 3-0. If Bowen does start, see him scoring a couple, but I'd like to see Mubama get on the score sheet as well. Before we wrap up, though, favourite FA Cup memory? Have you got one? If it is, what is it?
For me, it's got to be. I'm pretty sure. I'm actually just going to double check. Have you got yours?
Mine's not as special as yours will be. Mine is probably Dimitri Payet Blackburn game where I think he ran the whole pitch, scored a beautiful free kick. That's got to be up there. And you know, for me, that's one of his best performances for the club. He made Blackburn look like a National League side, and they're a good side. So that's one of mine.
My memory, unfortunately, isn't FA Cup; it's League Cup. But I'm gonna see it because it's a League Cup memory, and it was 2010, and we beat Manchester United at home 4-0.
Oh, in the snow.
It was in the snow, and the old man was working, and I was calling him every time a goal went in. I was 9, 10.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, right, whatever, son. Scored again, calling him up. He didn't believe me, and then he switched the radio on, and there you go. So that was a great game. 4-0, we battered them, and obviously United were a force at the time. They were champions, you know. So unbelievable memory, and obviously, you know, that Fred 2-1 up, and then we end up 3. No, what was the score? 2-2 against Liverpool. That was a sad day.
Oh, Bonner.
We know.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So there we go. I think we'll wrap this video up. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you haven't already, join our Facebook group, the West Ham View, and become one of the 38,000 plus members.
Definitely. Get involved.
And also like, subscribe, and turn those notifications on. We have got a website, footballomnia.co.uk. If you didn't know, we sell West Ham merchandise on there, so feel free to jump on and pick some bits up. It's all official stuff, so any support for the channel is massively appreciated. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video.
Great. Thanks for watching, guys.